Good morning, League fans. Wow, what a weekend. What a weekend. We had the first round of Super League, and we had a lot of live NRL preseason here on rugbyleague.com. It's pretty draining, to be honest. I got home to London late on last night, and I'm off to New York at 7:30 tonight. And we're heading by road across to Las Vegas. So, a lot to squeeze in, Where to start at the weekend? Well, I think, let me tell you what's coming up in the program, because we've got a lot to squeeze. As I said, a lot. I'm not going to repeat myself, but there's a lot also to fit in this program, as well as into my day. So, Jamal, Fogarty, Shane Flanagan and Jason Ryles all spoke to Jason Costigan over the weekend. So we got them coming up as well. Also, there'll be some snippets from coaches from the 4 games that I went to. So let me give you let me give you some results, because the Costo interviews will stand alone. So let's maybe that's a good place to start over the weekend. The Raiders went down 40-10 to the Sharks. Both teams off to Vegas like me. Parramatta 44, far too good for Newcastle 18. The Dolphins 50, North Queensland 8. The Warriors 36, the Storm 10. In that delayed match at Gosford, South Sydney 24, Manly 34. So, 34-24 win to Manly there. And at Toowoomba, it was Brisbane 50, Gold Coast 12. And then down to the doubleheader at Cogra, it was 20-14, Canterbury against West Tigers. And 26-8, Sir George Illawarra over the Sydney Roosters. Now, the audio you will hear from Super League will have little intros. So I'll give you the scores from the games that I didn't go to, and there's no coach grabs. And that was Hull KR 24, Catalans 4, and St Helens 82, Salford 0. Now, we know there's a lot of drama over that. You're probably curious my thoughts. My thoughts is we spoke to Paul Rowley last week. He said that the team he picked to play Midlands Hurricanes in the Challenge Cup, it was within special measures. It was within the limitations imposed by the RFL. So I don't understand why he didn't pick that team. And then if anyone was not injured, if anyone was not available, if they were injured, then he could have brought in some of those youngsters that he did play in that 82-0 rout at the Tony Wicket Stadium. I just don't understand. He kind of talked around that. I don't understand why he didn't do that. Even if he had to fill the team out with players who were on nothing, he still could have picked the majority of the team he played the week before. So I'm mystified as to why that wasn't the case. Okay, so that's kind of it. The interviews are going to come up, starting with Jamal Fogarty after the break. Let's quickly go through today's birthdays. You can hear I'm very croaky. I've been sitting outside in press boxes for 4 days and driving. The great Mark Ellison from the Rabbitohs, 61 today. Happy birthday, Ello. Danny Lee, big prop forward, 60 today. Happy birthday, Danny. Stephen Fennick, 57 today. Very popular on social media with his tech updates. Let's keep going. Wes Patton, 51 today. Happy birthday, Wes. Balmain, Gold Coast, South Sydney, St George Illawarra. Tony Carroll, 49 today. Really, still quite young, Tony Carroll. We all know Tony Carroll. Brisbane, Leeds, Australia. New Zealand, interestingly, played for both New Zealand and Australia. Lee Hopkins, 47 today. The Penrith and Parramatta player. Also played for London. Daniel Dumas is Daniel Dumas. He is 42 today. Cronulla player, represented France 13, but not France. Tim Grant, big prop forward, 37 today, still young. Tom Simons, 36 today. Bearing in mind that Stephen Ratchford is still playing at that age. Whereas I think Tom Simons he's been retired for several years. Let's go. Harry Grant, he'll be our last one. He was born in 1998. He's only 27 today. The Australia and Queensland hooker. Okay, after the break, Jamal Fogarty.
Well, I'm with Jamal Fogarty. Jamal, look, obviously an ugly scoreline for the Raiders. Is there anything you can take out of that? I guess no serious injuries. That's the first thing.
Yeah, everyone's all healthy, which is a good thing. But I thought in that first 40 minutes we showed good glimpses of our defence, and when we were nice and compressed, we were defending really well. And then in that second half, we probably gave them a whole lot of ball. We made a fair few errors, gave away a couple of penalties, and when you're tackling, you got no petrol left up against Nico Hines and Trindle and Will Kennedy. They're going to make you pay, and they did that. A couple of soft tries there, especially off our back five. A couple of drops and they dove on it in the in-goal, and that's a try, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of positive out of that first 40, I thought, that we can take out of it. And tonight we just wanted to see the effort and the hunger in your position in all the little areas. Obviously it's the start of the season, and we're obviously going to build our game moving forward.
Jamal, I've got to ask you about the field dimensions. Obviously tonight was a replica of what lays ahead in Vegas. How did you deal with that, with the changed conditions?
Yeah, training, we've actually got the two fields marked out. So we've got NRL field in white lines, and at training the Vegas field's in black. So when we're at training, Stick marks it out. We're playing on the Vegas fields today, and the first couple of times, to be honest, I was kicking the football out on the full very often, and Stick wasn't very happy, and I was a little bit rattled. I think they're about 3 metres either side, so it's a big difference when you're practicing, all year last year, my whole career, putting it in the corner on that black line, but now that black line's out, so to adjust it was a little bit tough, but obviously tonight coming in, the football, the cones, the markers, the touches there, so it's very real, and didn't really notice it a whole lot tonight, which is nice.
The tries you did concede tonight in that second half, and it was pretty ugly at times. Some of that stuff, obviously, a bit of a horror show, not cleaning up at the back. Obviously, you have to get some players out on the field to get the experience, but some of them are going to learn the hard way.
Yeah, obviously, it's not ideal. It's a lack of concentration and attention to detail there, but things aren't going to always go pretty, and that's the beauty about our game. You can either learn from it or keep making the same mistakes, and you won't be here in the top league. And hopefully our young fellas can learn tonight, and I'm sure Sticky won't be very happy with it, and they'll learn pretty quickly moving forward. We know we've got talented kids, and sometimes you're just going to have those nights, and for them that's what they had.
And personally, steady as she goes, you've got 6 rounds to get the pen out. Is that right?
Yeah, mate. I'm just focused about my role and what I can bring to the team. I'm a good communicator, got a good kicking game, and can defend well. So I'll just keep applying my trade and keep enjoying playing footy and putting my best foot forward. And hopefully the Raiders give me a green tick in a couple of weeks' time.
And just finally, are you excited? How excited are you? You're going to Vegas?
Yeah, very nervous before I came here tonight. I was like, I hope I don't get a head knock or get injured or anything like that. But super excited to be healthy, jump on the plane next week. Never been to America, so excited to get over there. But I'm mainly excited to have time with so many of the boys that, we've got a great, close group of boys here at Raiders. We're all very close. So to go over there for 12 days and spend quality time together and to play a game in Vegas, like the way the Broncos, Roosters, South and Manly went over there, you're sitting on the couch going, I wish I could do that in my career. And then Raiders got the nod, so to be going over there next week's pretty exciting.
Half your luck.
Thanks, mate.
Thursday night, as we all know, a 1-0 win in Golden Point time for Lee over the champions Wigan at the Brick Community Stadium. Gareth O'Brien with that field goal. Let's just hear from the two coaches briefly, because as I said, a lot to squeeze in. So, firstly, Adrian Lamb, he was actually a bit worried about how they'd perform with so many new players. And as far as Matty Peet was concerned, he was pretty anxious to keep the narrative to what a good game it was and not drift too far from that.
Wigan are the only club that we haven't beaten since the promotion back up in the Super League. So it's always been a goal for the club each year, but I think that's a 7th or 8th time we've played them now. So our first win, I think, here in 42 years or something is what we're hearing. So, yeah, it's a great achievement.
Never in doubt.
I'll take the 1 point to get the 2. I think, the biggest crowd in round 1 in Super League history, and I think maybe the lowest score as well. So just a great game to watch too. I think I presume the fans loved it on TV as well. It was quite physical and a lot of sort of finals feel about it. So yeah, I think we try to get a message out with about 10 minutes to go, because I just felt the game was going that way. So we try to get one in between the 15th minute and 10 minutes to go. So, but that's when Frankie Holton got a knock to the back of his head. We lost the ball there. So we were setting up then actually, but it didn't happen. So
weirdly, I hope the game gets the credit it deserves. I don't know what everyone's taking, but I just thought it was a high level, intense, physical. The highlight reel won't be very long, but when there's so much talent on the field, both teams, and threat, for not a lot to happen for large periods, a lot of people are doing things right and working hard for one another in both teams, and there'll be a lot to learn for both teams positively, I think, from that game.
Well, I'm with Jason Ryles, the coach of the Parramatta Eels, after an historic night for him personally and professionally, his first night as the head coach in NRL land. And Ryles, obviously not 2 points up for grabs, but a great dress rehearsal for what lays ahead.
Yeah, it was. It was good to see the players put out there what they've been working on all pre-season. So, there was a few moments there where they had to fight hard to stay in the game, and then there was a lot of lessons that both we learned as a group and also individuals. So it was a productive night for everyone.
Well, I was going to bring that up. In the second half, Newcastle came to life. The hometown crowd obviously wanted that to happen, and you repelled them nicely.
Yeah, we didn't repel them there for a little period, but it was good the fact that we hung in there and we fought our way back into the game. So that was one thing that was really pleasing for me, and I sort of spoke to the players afterwards. So that's just one of the positives to come out of the game.
A lot of people were kicking stones when Gutherson left, but the fullback that's seemingly got his hands on the jersey for 2025, he's not a bad player, is he?
Yeah, we've got Isaiah and Joe Ash there that are sort of fighting it out for that position at the moment. But they're both highly talented players, and they're at the start of their journey, and we're just looking to make sure they've got the best environment where they can improve every week. So they're certainly talented kids. It's just a matter of how far they go.
They both had some nice touches. Is the jury still out after that first trial?
No. The jury's not out for me on either of them. It's just a matter of getting them through the first part of their career and getting them experience at NRL level, and and seeing where they land. So they both work really hard on their game. They both understand the game really well, and they're both willing to learn. So it's it's a good combination.
And from your point of view, how's it all been? Is it pinch yourself that your moment has come, and you've been waiting for some time, and your apprenticeship's been pretty well documented with the club you're at?
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where when you're in it, I'll look back in years to come and reflect on this moment, or at the end of the year maybe. But that I'm in it at the moment, there's a lot happening, and you're very busy, and there's not a lot of time to sort of sit back and think about things. So I'll be honest, it's build up to this game, and then we'll review over the weekend, and then we'll get back into preparing for the Tigers next week. So it hasn't been too many pinch yourself moments at the moment because you're so busy. But it's it's just something that I've been working towards for a long time, and I'm enjoying it so far.
One of the great words in the modern game, Ryles, is rebuild. The club's going through a rebuild. That's your club, and you know this. Are you sick and tired of hearing that? And does that equal, well, we're not going to finish last, but the finals is probably a bridge too far?
No, I've not even thought about that, or not even considered what we are as a footy club. What we are at the moment is we're resetting, and the club's chosen to go with a new coach, and basically my job is, no matter where I landed, was to work really hard on what our culture looks like and what a Parramatta person looks like. And then the other part is, technically and tactically, is how do we want to play our footy, and then recruit accordingly. So that's just been my focus, and where that takes us, I'm not sure, but that's going to be something we're going to continue to work really hard on.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate.
On a Friday night at a very, very cold Steel Group Craven Park, Mikey Lewis with the drop goal in Golden Point. Yes, 2 Golden Point games in 2 nights. 19-18, Hull KR over a gallant Castleford. and we're going to hear from Coach Willie Peters, and then a little bit from rookie boss of the Tigers, Danny Maguire.
Yeah, it was great to see. He's worked hard at it, and he wants those big moments, and he stepped up. And I'm really happy because he has been working on on this field goal. It's probably an area there that we needed to improve, and he's certainly doing it at training, which is good. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, need to watch it again. You're a bit nervous watching it, but I think I think pretty much we're flawless in terms of how we wanted to go about it. We wanted to. Obviously, we made him kick early. I think he kicked on play 4 because he was looking for field position because they probably couldn't get it from, They rolled a little bit. I think they rolled just past our 40. So it wasn't as if the first set was good, but certainly the second set and putting ourselves in that position after that was good.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my players. Really, really proud. I think we responded to a not great performance last week, and some of the things that we did last week weren't what we'd been practicing or spoke about or talked about doing. So I asked them for a response, and I thought they did. I thought they worked unbelievably hard for each other, committed to each other, showed passion, showed commitment. I loved it when they all got in when they were a bit of a melee as well. That shows me that they all care for each other, so love that. I'm proud. We didn't get the result, so disappointed that we don't get the points for the effort, but yeah, if we show up like that every week, we'll give ourselves a good chance.
On Saturday, I rolled on to Headingley, where Leeds Rhinos were upset 14-12 by Whitfield Trinity. Now, some Leeds fans were upset that, I've already used the word upset, but you know what I mean, disappointed that Coach Brad Arthur didn't react more angrily to this defeat, and they weren't impressed with his calmness at the press conference, so I'll let you judge. Meanwhile, I asked Darryl Powell, the coach of Wakefield Trinity, whether the results at the weekend were a reflection of a change in the balance of power in Super League. So here's those 2 grabs.
I thought we were a bit erratic, lacked a bit of calmness and composure. Probably tried too hard as individuals to do things instead of working together as a team. I thought we had some big moments individually that weren't the best for the team, which put us under a bit of pressure. So I think maybe the occasion got the better of us and we didn't handle it as well as they did. I just think that some guys tried too hard. Tried to do it all on their own. Yeah, well, that's like I said. We got a bit jumpy in defence early, and then when we had some ball there, after putting ourselves under pressure, we tried to chase the scoreboard a little bit instead of just trying to get build some pressure and go set for set and get to the end of our sets. We were trying to come up with the big plays or get something done on our own to get a result.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I think that game the other day, 1-0. I mean, that's pretty tough to call, ain't it? But Lee are a good side and have been for a while. You're not going to, on the balance of that, you're not going to say Wigan are not going to be there or thereabouts. It was a high quality game. OKR, I think, just didn't pay respect to Cass. You could see that a little bit. I think they'd probably say that last night. But the one thing I've really liked about it is full stadiums and close games. They are, I think that's awesome for the competition. So a balance of power, I think you'd have to wait a fair while to see whether that's, and we could do with some more Yorkshire sort of influence in there. I'd like to see that, and I'd like us to be that influence.
Okay, I'm standing by with Shane Flanagan. Shane, look, I'm not sure how you got on with injuries, but the result was great, and obviously a chance for the big guns, the big name signings to take their place tonight and get that going, and some good kids coming off the bench. You must be happy.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's what we wanted. Get those boys our new signings a bit of time together, but also remembering that it's still a trial. So get them out there, get them a bit of connection and get them off as quick as we can and give the young boys an opportunity. But I thought the first 40 minutes Lockie and Kyle combined well, and obviously Gutho was great at the back, and Damien showed some real signs of getting out of dummy half and causing some trouble, and he's been crook all week. He probably shouldn't have played. He had food poisoning with only 24 hours ago, so but he wanted to play, insisted he play today, so I thought it was just good from everyone, the young kids and the older boys.
Now, I don't want to get carried away, and you're going to tell me to calm down.
Yep.
But seeing Cookie and Gutherson and Val Holmes, and you mentioned Lachlan Ilias, bringing that new blood onto the roster, and what we saw tonight, very promising signs, albeit before round one and the real deal.
Yeah, I suppose, you can't get too excited, but also, you've got to go out there and compete against, they had Spencer Lenu and they had a few good players and run out their team in that first block as well. So, we're just got to be confident in what we're doing, and I thought those new players did a really good job, and as you said, they're going to be valuable for us, and their experience and leadership and all that sort of stuff is, that's what we've got them here for, and they showed a little bit of that tonight.
Next assignment, obviously, is the Charity Shield. As you know, being around rugby league for a long time, it's a trophy that's etched in history. What's your approach to that? Do you want to roll out the big guns, use them sparingly for the trip to Mudgee?
No, we'll do similar as we did today. Our best players out there to start with, and give our middle forwards 2 stints. So like it's similar to a game. We'll probably only carry 20, 21, so cut our numbers down, and you won't see, like you saw today, a complete different side out there in the second half. We'll, our starting side for round one will probably play about 60 minutes.
Okay, and final question, you might think it's a curly one, but I need to ask you, what's the latest with Francis Mullo? A lot of talk about it, a lot of press coverage. What is the story?
Yeah, I'd love to be able to tell you. I'm not quite sure. He's off on sick leave now, and that's all I know.
All right, we wish you well.
Thank you.
And finally, you've heard Sam Burgess, 20-12 victor for Warrington over Huddersfield. You've heard him talk about his brother, and they had his brother Thomas, and they had a bet about the loser yesterday would have to bungee jump. So we'll leave that alone, and let's hear what Sam had to say about the situation at Salford, which you'll hear. You'll hear him. He's very, very strident on it, and very, very quickly then we'll hear from Luke Robinson. That's the end of the show. Thank you.
I think the weekend's been brilliant. I think the games have been fantastic, barring the debacle, and we're all talking the case that we all know about. But, it's been handled